So, Darren, our next Quest Wednesday session, which is actually going to be the last one for this year, the theme is homecoming. And I'm curious, what reflections do you have on that theme?
Yeah, homecoming. In fact, I like to flip the word around coming home because that kind of makes sense to me. Like, and what does coming home mean to me in terms of myself as the person who is me coming back to myself, but also coming home to a location or to friends. So there's kind of the internal and then there's the external. And I think I'm pretty good with the coming back to myself. I'm really comfortable in my own company. It's something I learned many years ago, and I enjoy. I generally enjoy being myself. There are challenges and there are times when that wobbles, but I always know when I'm coming back to myself because my sleep is good. I feel creative. There's a sense of joy often arises. I'm clear in how I'm thinking. I feel connected to my values and what's important to me. And there's a kind of a peacefulness that comes. So I know when I'm in that space. And some days I can be in that space for a few hours. Some days I can reside there all day. It can come and go. But I know that's the feeling when I'm with myself. And I really cherish that. So
Mhm.
I'm very protective around my time on my own, that home that I create for myself. When it comes to, what a lot of people think about homecoming, they think about a building or a country or a community. I have a very different experience, I think. Over the years, I let go of Manchester as the place I came from, moved to London. Traveling has enabled me to let go more of feeling that I am belonging in one particular place. And yeah, I think with connection, I think it's also to do with, do I feel at home with people, people and places? And again, you know, when I'm in a place, and it could be a place for a few hours, or it could be a place for a few days or a few weeks, when I can feel at home in some places, I sleep well, all those, that list of things, that also is apparent. When I'm with people or in a place where I don't feel at home for whatever reason, I don't sleep well. My thinking is clouded. It's very functional, and there's a often a sense of fatigue and kind of heaviness around it. So I know what the feeling is when I'm not in that space. But for me, it's not one house or home. And in fact, it's ironic because as we're recording this, I'm looking out the window. In a hotel looking out to an airport. I can see planes going past as we speak. And I'm about to go on a trip to Bali for 3 months. I've just given up the keys and my lease on my flat in the UK. And I don't really think I'm going to go back and settle there. And I don't feel any sense of unease or anxiety about it actually, because I
Mm.
know that I am going to somewhere that has familiarity, that has people. So I think I can find home. I can come home in different locations with different people and also to myself quite well. And that gives me a sense of reassuredness. I don't need to hold on to things. So those were some
Mm.
of my reflections and ramblings. Oh, how about yourself?
Yeah, beautiful. I think one of the things I'm very conscious of is that home means different things to different people, not just in terms of the place or people or location, but in terms of the definition of home in itself. So I know for myself, for a very, very long time, home meant pain, home meant chaos, home meant loads of disruption, home meant uncertainty. And at the same time, within me, there was this longing for home, the idealized home. I think of Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz, wanting to get back to this place of home, this place of groundedness. And it's taken me a very, very long time for me to actually start to reconfigurate that wholesome home, that nurturing home, as opposed to the home that I knew. And
Mm,
so when I think of home, sometimes I think of the body, my body as home. And for a very, very long time, I felt separated from my body because to be at home was about disruption. And so for me, when I think of home, I'm always having to just pause and go, I'm not thinking of the home of my childhood. I'm thinking of this home, this idealized home, which is a place, a space of peace, a space of nurture, a space of connection. And primarily, it is about my body. Like, how well grounded do I feel within myself? Because I know that the more grounded I am within my body, my spirit, and my overall sense of self, wherever I go, whoever I'm with, I do feel that sense of home.
Mm.
So for me, that homecoming, that coming home, it's ultimately about me coming into my body, coming into that space, so that if I'm in Amsterdam, if I'm in London, if I'm in Canada, if I'm in New York, and I've got different things around me, if I'm with friends, with my husband, with family members, so long as I'm feeling at home here, home out here is just, it just is. So ultimately, it's about coming into myself, coming home to my body. That's what homecoming is starting to mean to me personally.
Beautiful. You've described it so well, and it really resonates for me. I really get that
Mm,
physical feeling of being inhabited in yourself. Yeah, wonderful. I think,
yeah.
as always, the discussions can be rich, and it's really helped me to be clear with myself around this kind of theme. And I'm hoping that's what's going to happen with the participants as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a rich exploration, and I'm really glad that we've picked this one as the final session for this year.
Mm.